First of all, I'd like to say I'm a big fan of VSF, and hats off to Ian for creating such a great piece of software. With all that said, for the past few years, I've pondered how to get good-looking ocean bottom depths and edited terrain so that I could add roads, dig ponds, lakes, whatever, without using the matrix editor actually, which I don't really fancy using. I have figured out somewhat this method works for me, and why not you? So I decided to let fans of VSF know about it and help them make better trains for VSF. This took me a while. This is my first video tutorial, so bear with me, and I'll answer all of your questions in the forum when I get a chance. So here it goes. For this tutorial, all the software can be downloaded from the web for free, almost for free. You need an active email account for some of them. 3DM is freely available on the web. You just search Google, and you can find this. We need this to convert our GIS data to terrain matrix binary data, so VSF can read it. Second I use is Global Mapper. It's a free trial. I think it is for 15 days or something like that. Anyway, so it's probably more than enough time that you would need. And L3DT, which is large 3D terrain editor, which you can download a trial pro version, which is fully functional for 90 days, which is more than enough time than what I would need to finish any job that I'm doing on my train. And if not, well, download it again or buy it. It's either or. So that's the three main programs that you'll need: is 3DM, L3DT, and Global Mapper. After setting up the software, we need to download our data in a DEM or GeoTIFF format to get our digital elevation maps. It doesn't matter about the size. We'll fix it later. And I download mine from GeoBase, which is right here on the screen right now. This is where I get most of my data from. And if you were in the US, you would more than probably likely get it from this site right here, USGS. And I'm not getting into detail about how to get this data and download this data. There's more than enough tutorials on the internet for this. And if you just look around, you'll find how to do it. Global Mapper. What we're going to be using Global Mapper for, we need to select a smaller area to work with. This DEM, which I downloaded from GeoGratis site, is too big for what I need. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select a smaller area so we can cut it that smaller area and use it. So first thing we have to do is we go up to Tools. First thing I do, go to Configure, and make sure you're in the geographic latitude longitude, and the datum is WGS 84. That's the first thing we do before we start. You click OK. After, we go to right here, you see a pencil on the top toolbar. It's a digitizer tool. You click that. Anywhere on your map, you just right click. Now you go to Create Area Polygon Features, and then Create Rectangular Square Specify Coordinates. Now you'll be presented with this box. What I do right here is I click on this little box right here. It says Draw a Box. What it does, it gives me a chance to draw a smaller area, what I'm going to work with today. So I begin, just left click, move down the mouse, select a smaller area, like that, and you click OK. You click OK here. Name, doesn't really matter. Just click OK. Now, what we are left with is a little box right here with the area what we want. Yeah, you could keep it here, or you can also, you right click on it, you can move it too, but I'm just going to leave it here for now because that's where it's fine for me for this tutorial purpose. So after we do that, you notice that when you select it, it turns to like a different, like a knit color. It looks like a knit. That means that you had the area selected. With the area selected, you would go to File, and you would go Export, and Export Elevation Grid. You want to look for the BT, Binary Terrain File Format. Click OK. Click OK, next screen. This brings you to this screen. This is where you can pick the size of the ground units or spacing units, like whatever it is, meters per pixel. What I do here is in arc degrees. You can go in here and you can calculate your spacing in other formats besides arc degrees. You can use meters, which, as you can see right now, is 15 meters by 23 meters spacing for each pixel. That'd be fine for me, but I could just change it to 20 meters by 20 meters for the fun of it. Click OK. Notice the changes. Everything else stays the same. Export bounds. You must click crop to select the area feature. If not, it will, the whole thing will be exported. You go to general. Everything there looks fine. Fine. Don't touch any of this. Click OK. Save your train. I'm going to save my train called test. It's test 5. Save it as a BT file. Save. Click OK. Okay, I'm going to open my test 5 just to check it, just to show you what it looks like after we cut it. And here it is right now, and so it looks fine. So right now we're going to send it to L3DT. Okay, here we are in L3DT, and I'm getting ready now to open my file, which we saved. We got to go import, height field, browse, test 5 BT. File we saved from Global Mapper. Click OK. Import. Okay, here we are in L3DT. When you open your map, your BT terrain file first in L3DT, you'll end up with a map like this. It looks like an ordinary grayscale height map. And main purpose of L3DT is to edit the height field, to make our roads, and to add depth to our oceans, or whatever you feel like you want to do to your map. So first you have to go into 3D, which is it's called Sapphire, L3DT's terrain editor. Now, for load. Well, while in Sapphire, we wait for our terrain to load. Now, when using L3DT, you use your WASD keys, like you would do in playing a video game, first-person shooter or whatever. And to go up is E, and to go down is R. So I'm just going to zoom in here a little bit. Zoom up here. Now, I find the best way of doing depths and doing ocean bottoms is with a tool. Up on the toolbar here, you'll notice you see these clip and I call it triangles, for the amount of triangles in the terrain. If you increase this, you increase the amount of triangles in your terrain to make it more, I guess, when you're doing edit work onto it, it makes it more finer, for more fine detail. And the clip buttons are used if you're using a fairly large piece of terrain and you're getting problems rendering, your computer's slow. You use a clip, and what it does, it like brings in the fog. I guess so she doesn't have to render so far. And the next thing I'll tell you about, you have the wire mode, poly mode, texture mode. You can overlay textures on this if you want to mark it where the roads go or where features on the landscape that you need. First thing I do is go to Edit Height Field. You notice you got the Height Field tools. The most main tool that I use for doing oceans is this tool, Cliffs. It's set to 100 meters there now. That'll be fine for now. But and you use your mouse wheel to make a larger area or smaller area. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start drawing. The more you push, the more deeper you go. Create. I'll use my WASD keys again. Make some more. All I'm doing here is just doing a rough example of what you can do. Just make some more. Make sure we got enough. Make this quick. There we go. Make sure we got enough. Okay. Now, if you want to, you can smooth this after or whatever. Make it look good, whatever suits you. And do some more here now. I'll change it to probably 200. Okay, 200. Okay. Add some more. So we know what we're doing. Okay, now we're going to make it smaller. Go to this part, zoom in, do some dredging in here. Use your right mouse, keep down to turn. I'm going to dredge out this area here a bit. Using the cliffs tool, I'm going to make it 30 meters. And we start dredging out here. Go down further, add some more triangles. So you basically just dredge out your oceans and whatever. And when I get to the shoreline, what I do is I use cliff spot. I go probably 3 meters, maybe, and just touch, gradually lower it slowly. You don't want too big a drop off. Just give you an example of what I do, probably a bit more. Anyways, that's what I do for the oceans. And for the roads, I use another tool. It's called the bulldozer. And the settings for the bulldozer that I find work good for me are edge slope I use 2, edge width I use 2 too as well. And click OK. Now how the bulldozer works, you click, hold it down, make your road wherever you want it to go, or through the mountains or whatever. When you let go, L3DT will put the road through for you. I'll draw some roads just for fun of it. These are large, by the way. You could go smaller. Just make some roads just for... Some through here, if you want it. Better, one through here. Just give you an idea. Okay. Okay, we got some road in there, we got some water done, and that should be fine for now. I just close all this, close Sapphire. Okay. Now what I do is I go to View and Refresh. It'll show you what we've done so far on the map. So there's what we did so far on the map. And what I'm going to do now is just export. Go to Export, Export Active Map, and I'm going to export it as a BT file again. Select where we're saving it. I'm going to call this TES Test 6 BT file. Click Save. Leave everything as is. Just click OK. She should be exported. Okay, next step, bring it back into